The material output, so the material itself, will not just disrupt, but it will completely shift the frame of how designers and brands view product creation.
We could honestly take 90% of the market with the material that we're making at the moment. With the performance and our ability to manufacture with smaller amounts of money allows us to increase the throughput exponentially, which moves the needle on biomaterial production.
Brands should never have to rely on plastic ever again.
Consumers want to do better, but it's always dictated by the brand, and the brand is always dictated by the market. So you have to create something which fits into the brand's kind of like cost mechanisms and scaling, while also giving that sustainable kind of stamp. Then at the end of the day, if the material doesn't look good and the material doesn't cost the same as legacy materials, brands will not take them on board because a consumer doesn't want to pay the green premium.
We put ourselves in the shoes of the brand and ask ourselves, what are the key reasons as to why you would not adopt a biomaterial? And the three core things to always keep coming on. It's price, performance, it's volume.
Everything so far that we did in research is a problem solving and thinking out of the box. If we want to stay true to our 100% bio-based and vegan material with no use of any petrochemical, the biggest challenge is to find things that we actually can use.
One of the most unrecognized and unexplored groups is the fungi, which is a huge kingdom of organisms. We took advantage of using as many different strains in our research as possible. So we really cast the net as far and wide as we could. So essentially we take mushroom stalk waste, which is a byproduct of the mushroom farming industry. And we also have plant extracts, which we source sustainably. And we put all these extracts together into a bioreactor process. And then we dispense and create a really novel type of material.
It's supple, it's malleable, it can do everything that leather can do. All process that is used for leather can be used for our material. I see it literally one-to-one substitution to any of those materials. I doubt that anytime soon we'll have a competitor on sustainability and the performance.
The biggest risk we've seen in biomaterials typically is not been around the commercials or the commercial appetite. It has been around the de-risking the manufacturing process. There's been about 3 companies who have been in research and development for the past 15 to 20 years. They've collectively fundraised about $750 million. One in particular has spent $106 million to make a factory with capacities of 100,000 square meters of material per year. We, on the other hand, we've spent less than $1 million for the same capacity.
So we've done it with a fraction of the financing, and now we're making more material at a cheaper rate, which is already in the supply chain.
The material has it all really. You've got a genuinely sustainable material. You have a material that's going to perform. You don't need to make any allowances in your process.
We've now secured the supply chain from material production to material finishing to product creation.
We reduced the ambiguity and the complexity for when brands want to make a decision to adopt a material that is sustainable, so that when brands want to pick a material partner, they immediately know that Really Clever is that choice. It reduces all that decision-making friction and they can be confident that it works. We sell reliability.
We have some huge problems to tackle in the world. The potential of fungi is huge, even outside of materials.
We haven't even reached day one of our business life, and I think that's probably the most exciting thing for us.